Papa Ken Media.
Just so everyone knows, the Starcraft series is one of my favorite PC franchises to this date. Ever since getting the Starcraft Battle Chest nearly 15 years ago, I've consistently picked it up to play it again. So, ever since I heard about Starcraft 2 coming out, you know I was freaking out. It was the only game that not only did I pre-order, but I pre-ordered the Collector's Edition. This review is going to focus on the Starcraft 2 expansion, Heart of the Swarm. I decided to not review Wings of Liberty as I played the game nearly 3 years ago. I'm fully aware that I'm approximately a year late to the party with Heart of the Swarm, but oh well. Played it, didn't I? Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm follows immediately after the conclusion of Wings of Liberty. After Kerrigan turns back to being human from being the Queen of Blades, you're on the ship Hyperion with Jim Raynor, the lead character to Wings of Liberty, as the crew is testing you to make sure you're not a threat. Kerrigan decides to have some fun and destroy some parts of the ship. Then the adventure continues. The gameplay is pretty much like every real-time strategy game you've played, however, the graphics look amazing. Thankfully, my graphics card can handle running StarCraft 2 on ultra settings. If your computer can't, it doesn't necessarily look bad, but it doesn't look amazing either. Throughout the campaign, you can gain upgrades for the Zerg. No, not Zerg from Toy Story, the Zerg, the alien race from StarCraft, to either power up a unit or give you overall advantages like instantly spawning units instead of having to wait for them to spawn. This is really cool, but I feel like it almost made the game too easy towards the end. I mean, I did play it on normal, but it felt really easy to me. When I played Wings of Liberty, I played it entirely on normal except for the last level. I couldn't beat the last level on normal for the life of me, so I had to bump it down to easy to finally beat the game. Another cool thing is that you could evolve your units to fit your playstyle. If you're a fan of quick hits, there's an evolution for that. If you're a fan of massive damage, but slower attacks, there's an evolution for that as well. There's a pretty short list of flaws in Heart of the Swarm. The first thing that became glaringly obvious towards the end of it was, like I said earlier, how easy it was. I never failed a mission, and I also did all of the side missions, so by the end I had a perfect level 70 Kerrigan. I haven't tried it on a harder difficulty, so that may cause for a different feeling, but I've played every StarCraft game on normal. Secondly, I'm aware that this is meant to be an expansion to Wings of Liberty, but Heart of the Swarm felt very short. I beat it in around 15 hours. When I played StarCraft Brood War, the expansion to the original StarCraft, it had to have been easily double that in length. The last thing is that I'm not a huge fan of the story. Spoiler alert, this is actually a legitimate spoiler for this review. Click the link on the screen to skip past this spoiler. It was pretty satisfying to finally kill Minsk after what he did to Kerrigan towards the end of the original StarCraft. But for those of you who have played StarCraft in the past, you know exactly where the story is going right when it starts. In the end, I can't say that it was a bad game at all, but it didn't really live up to being an expansion of Wings of Liberty, which isn't necessarily an easy task either. However, I hold StarCraft to a pretty high standard because it put itself up there with releasing fantastic games in the past. I give StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm an 8 out of 10. I'm BlurryPhoenix, and game on.